In this hat are the 6 most common cold call objections. My girlfriend Amanda is kind enough to act as a prospective buyer that I'm cold calling. She's gonna pull one of these objections out of a hat, and I'm gonna have to handle it all while being blindfolded. I'm hoping this video goes well, so Amanda is a reoccurring guest and does future roleplay videos with me. So Amanda, do the honors. Make sure I'm blindfolded so it looks like there's nothing behind me that I can read as to how to handle these objections. Make it tight, make it tight. Ow, that won't kill me. All right, cool, you're good. All right, put up some fingers up and let's see if I can guess. Number 1, because this is the #1 sales YouTube channel on YouTube. Was it 1?
No.
Okay, I cannot see. Okay, we're good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Can you just send me an email on this?
Amanda, I am happy to send you an email. Amanda, quick question for you. I've been doing this a long time, and typically when folks like you tell me to send them an email, what they really want to say is, Matt, I'm not interested, but they don't want to be unpolite. Amanda, if that's the case here, no worries at all. Am I off base with that assumption, Amanda? So, there's 2 different ways you're going to want to handle that objection. That is the first way. The second way, if Amanda on that cold call had great dialogue with me and I think there's some interest, then instead of going for no, which I did the first time there, I'm going to go for a meeting. So I might say, Amanda, happy to send you an email. Amanda, I've been doing this a long time, and whenever I send an email to someone like you off a cold call, I've actually never got an email back. It seems like there's a bit of interest here. Would you be opposed to exploring this in a bit more detail 20 to 30 minutes later this week or early next, when I'm not cold calling you completely out of the blue? It all depends on how that cold call went up until the objection, can you just send me an email? You're either going to go for no, so you're not wasting your time sending an email that's not going to get returned, or you're going to go for a booked meeting. On to the next one.
All right. Appreciate the call, but we already have a vendor for that.
Awesome, Amanda, it sounds like who you're using today, it sounds like they're doing a great job.
Yes, they are.
Awesome. Would you be opposed to exploring if there are opportunities beyond what you have in place today to accomplish XYZ that might not be on your radar? So what you're going to do there, the first part of how to handle that objection is a label. It sounds like. What labeling does, it does 2 things. Number 1, it demonstrates to the prospect that you are listening. And number 2, when you label a situation, you typically will elicit more information out of the prospect. And then what you're going to want to do next is, when you do get a little bit more information, you're going to want to go for a meeting. Would you be opposed? That's how I ask for meetings. People feel safer saying no than yes. That is a no-oriented question. It's a Chris Voss technique. Would you be opposed to exploring if there are opportunities beyond what you have in place today to accomplish XYZ that might not be on your radar? That way, if your situation changes with your current vendor, you have somebody in your back pocket. That is how you handle that objection. I've handled that objection that way for the past 2 years after learning those 2 techniques from Chris Voss, and I've booked numerous meetings off cold calls when handling or when getting hit with that objection. On to the next one.
Matt, thanks, but I'm just not interested.
Oh, it sounds like I completely butchered this pitch here, Amanda. So there's 3 different ways you're going to want to handle I'm not interested, and it all depends on where you get that objection. How I handle that is, if I'm going to get not interested right when I open the call, they realize I'm a cold caller, I'm a salesperson, they don't know exactly what I'm selling and pitching, and I'm getting hit with that objection. A second variation to that, if Amanda were to say, hey Matt, listen, thanks for the call, I'm just not interested. Amanda, you probably think I'm going to try to sell you something you have no need for whatsoever. With those 2, it's an accusation audit, you probably think. Labeling, it sounds like I completely butchered this pitch. You're adding humor to lower the resistance Amanda, the cold caller, or the prospect I should say, has towards a cold caller, me, in this situation. The other way you could handle that objection, let's say I open the call and I'm able to get through my entire pitch, the reason for the call, and Amanda still comes back and says,
I'm just not interested.
You might say something like, that's okay, Amanda, I know it's not your job to help salespeople like me out. If it's not too much to ask, before we hang up here, Are you not interested, Amanda, because you already have something in place today that's working? Maybe this isn't a priority for you folks now, but it might be a focus down the road in a meeting might make sense, or you just hate getting cold calls as much as I hate making them. So there's 3 different ways to handle that objection. To summarize, you're going to use a label or an accusation audit if you haven't even pitched the reason for the call. If you've pitched the reason for the call and Amanda, the prospect still comes back and says not interested, there's so many different reasons why they might not be interested. It's your job as the salesperson to uncover what that reason is to give you the opportunity to try to move that conversation forward. So throw out a menu of options. They might have something in place today. It might not be a focus now, but it might be a focus down the road. Or to add some humor, Amanda, do you just hate getting cold calls as much as I hate making them? That's how you handle I am not interested. And Amanda actually gave me this objection multiple times early on when we were dating. And look at us now. What are we, like 3 months into dating? 4?
Something like that.
I'm still here. So I'm not just good at handling sales objections, also dating objections as well. On to the next one.
Call me next quarter.
Awesome. Happy to call you next quarter, Amanda. It sounds like come October, this is going to be a focus, a priority for you folks, and a meeting's going to make sense?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, Amanda, what I'll do is I'm going to put it in my CRM to call you next quarter. Quick question for you, though. I've been doing this a long time, and typically when folks like you tell me on a cold call to call them next quarter, they actually really don't want me to call them back next quarter because they're not interested now, and they're not going to be interested come October. You're not going to hurt my feelings if this isn't a focus. Am I off base with that assumption, Amanda? So again, going back to how I handled send me an email, I'm doing the same exact thing here with call me next quarter. I'm going for no. If you noticed how I started to handle that objection, it was a label. It sounds like this is actually going to be a focus for you folks come October, and a meeting might make sense. And if Amanda were to come back and say, yeah, I think a meeting is going to make sense, then I could go ahead and book that meeting on the call tentatively a couple months out. But Amanda came back and said maybe. When you come back with wishy-washy language, what you want to do is you want to call that out and just go for no so you're not wasting time. On to the next one.
Is this a sales call?
It is, Amanda. Curious, how am I doing so far? So that is how you handle that objection. I don't think there's any other way to handle it. This is a very hostile objection from a prospect you're going to get right at the start of a cold call, but you want to add some humor. Again, you want to lower the resistance to see if you could get them on their side. 9 out of 10 times, guys, this is going to be very difficult to come back from, but that 1 out of 10 times that you do get that objection, Amanda, it is a sales call. How am I doing so far? That right there, and it's all about delivery, guys, than the actual words you use. It's all about your tonality and your pacing. Smile, add some laughs in there to lower that resistance from the prospect. On to the next one.
Last one. Can't talk right now. I'm heading into a meeting.
I figured you would be, Amanda. Quick question for you. Can I steal 15 seconds of your time to tell you the reason for the call, and you could let me know if it's worth calling you back either later today or later this week? So that objection right there, that, in my opinion, is the toughest objection to get. So there's 2 different routes you could take there. You could go the route that I just went there, which is a little aggressive when somebody is heading into a meeting. Hey, can I just steal 15 seconds to tell you why I called, and you could let me know if it's worth calling you back either later today or tomorrow. This objection is typically a fake objection. If somebody was actually heading into a meeting or in a meeting, they're not going to pick up a phone call, but once they can tell it's a salesperson like me, I know Amanda would probably hang up on me too, they just want to move on with their day. They don't want to be sold. Or you could just say, okay, hang up the call, and you know what, call them back at a later time and they might pick up. If they picked up now, they have a high propensity to pick up at a future time. Amanda, how do you think I did with handling these objections? Put up out of 10 how I did it. I'm going to try to guess what number you gave me.
Go ahead.
I am going to guess a 6.
Yes, wrong.
What was it? Oh, God. I can't even see now. Oh, I got a 10. I got a 10, guys. Let me know how you handle these objections in the comment section below. If you want Amanda to come back and do future role play videos, I hope you want to come back and do them because they definitely help out the channel. Let us know in the comment section. And check out this video right on Amanda's face right here. Another cold call role play that I did 3 years ago. It's different variations of how to handle these 6 common cold call objections. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. Done. All right, good. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. That was good.
I think it was good.